So,
Okay, I'm here. Anything?
hi guys.
You hear her? Okay. You do hear me.
So I'm trying to hear me. Is this is for my headphones or it's that? Oh, okay. What is that? If we were,
That's monitored for if you had speakers plugged
if we
in.
had
This is your
speakers
headphone.
plugged in. Yeah. Hi everyone. Wow, it's so great to have everyone on here. So nice to see you, Yvonne, Karen, Nicole, Laura, Mark. Hi, Jim, Bobby.
Hi, Randy.
Doug. Hey guys. Hi, Bev. Hi, 305. Someone's in the 305.
How are you, Randy?
Good, Karen. Good to see you. Bo Hudson, Bobby Sheldon up in, wait, I always forget. Are you Portland or Seattle?
Seattle, actually Bremerton, but we always say Seattle.
Got it. Got it. So do I have audio coming out of this computer or we're
Yeah,
good?
it's going into the headphones.
It's just
Yeah.
going into the headphones. Yep. Okay, great. So welcome to a Wednesday night webinar. Hopefully everybody can hear me all right. Is that all right? I don't want to have to overmodulate. Everybody here? You have logged in from another thing. Messenger is now inactive. Okay, show, I don't know. Are you going to keep watch on the chat? Well, let me see if I can open the chat. No, it's not letting me.
Yeah.
So maybe
Keep an eye on it.
Shovita will keep an eye on the chat. So guess what? We have the one and only Joyce Castellanos in here. Now,
hello, everybody.
Now, Joyce, I have always called you Joyce Castellanos, and then Jack introduced you. He's like, well, Joyce Castellanos. What is correct?
The correct is Castellanos. It is a Spanish name, but I answered anything.
Close enough, right? Great. And she's joined by Gene, her partner, who is the engineer. He's a promo coach in his own right. You guys have been working together for a long time. And I want to say welcome and thank you for coming tonight. So Joyce and I got to cozy up at Le Petit, which is a fabulous bar here in North Hollywood, where my friend Kevin Gershon, who does the, well, he was my boss at Entertainment Tonight, and he decided to have an industry hang on Thursday nights at Le Petit Chateau. So actually, when we're done here, well, tomorrow actually we would go for Le Petit. But you and I hung out for a little bit. Before we actually get started, I just want to talk about a couple of things. I want to talk about Texas. I am astounded and so heartened by the people of Texas and the people that drove in from Louisiana or wherever they could to go help. I don't know if you saw that post I had reposted today of someone driving down this highway, and in the right-hand lane were all these trucks with boats.
Yes.
Going to help people. And it wasn't like 10 or 20. It was like a mile of, it made me want to cry to just see that people are so willing to help and take care of other people. I feel that, you know, when there's horrific things that happen, natural disasters, having just left Florida a year ago, my old neighborhood was all flooded, but that's another story. But hurricanes are a way of life. And you know that when the water rises, it gets so bad. But I think that anytime you go through a disaster, we survived the Northridge earthquake here, something happens. And this connection of community, of humanity that comes together, that uplifts everyone. And it's almost like that's the reason things happen, is to, you know, we all seem to get so separated and in our own little lives. But as soon as tragedy or a disaster strikes, you need friends, neighbors to help you. And to see them all step up and
it tells you what we're really about
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we are here for each other, and it's so important. I mean, I have some friends that are stuck in the middle of this whole thing, and they're, you know, giving us information all through the night when they can, but it's so true. There's nothing. I mean, I was so impressed by Louisiana. They were so happy to have had Dallas take their people in
Right.
when they had
Right.
Catholic
Sure.
that their devastating
Mhm.
earthquake. I mean,
Katrina.
Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah, Katrina.
That they were now saying, "Look, our place
Right.
is open," and now they may get hit by something as well.
Imagine those people that had to leave their homes in Louisiana, move to Houston, only to be homeless once again. Like
Exactly.
that is just crazy to me. But I want to say, yeah, I'm just hearing a doubling, and I'm not
Yeah.
sure what that is. And I think Joyce is hearing it.
Are you hearing it too?
It may
Little
be just
delay.
that your both mics are both picking each other up a bit.
Okay, so anyway, sorry, always working out technical problems. But I'm sure you guys agree that that is certainly the most heartening side of this, and we just pray for everyone to get through this, and those of us that can give something, Red Cross, they seem to be doing a good job. I know we didn't love the Red Cross, but that local Red Cross seems to be all over it, and
Right. And there are many
Other
athletes that are also putting things together
sure,
with the teams.
sure.
But it certainly does show what we're about, and we come together for each other, and that's the important thing. It's just
Absolutely.
praying that the water goes down some point.
Yeah. So
Can I jump in? And
Hi, Deb.
Heather
What do you-
Foster is from Houston.
Yes, Heather's the one I've been talking with.
Oh, that's right. That's what I wanted to ask.
Heather,
I
Heather,
thought
there you are. Hi,
she is,
sweetie.
and I
You're
wanted-
okay?
Maybe you can give us a little report, Heather. Can I get those headphones?
Yeah, sure.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't have my earphones on.
That's okay.
I'm in Dallas. I'm safe. I just talked to my husband. He's an air traffic controller. He went back and was living at the air traffic control center because they were working on helicopters and the Coast Guard, you know, those things. So he's been there for days and days. But he did go back to our house today, and our house is not flooded.
Good.
Thank God. The whole area, I mean, it's everywhere. I'm in the minority of a town of 7 million people. I'm in the minority that I'm okay, that my house is okay. So yeah, everything we're going to do together as a community, the voiceover community, of course. I mean, I posted a video and I started crying, not because of what I've been through, but sorry, my son's just very excited, but because of the outpouring of love. It was overwhelming. Yes.
Yeah.
You guys have been so yeah, let's do whatever we're going to do. Let's do it. I know that the voiceover community is going to be huge. And we're going to be fine. We're going to get through this, and whatever the outcome is, I know it's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Joyce, thanks.
The fourth largest city in the United States can undergo this. You know, we thought, oh, New Orleans, you know, but no, it can happen anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And we survived the earthquake here, so that's crazy.
Glad you're okay, honey.
As long as we're in a feel-good moment, I want to talk about Shane's inspiration. For those of you that live here in Los Angeles, they build what we call boundless playgrounds. So it's for any child that has a handicap. They get to play on structures that are the same structure that their able-bodied friends get to play on. And hi, Eleanor. And so they have, for 20 years, they've been building parks. They just built their 64th park. I think it went up in Australia. So they're all over the world. These are my closest friends. Their son, Shane, was born with a horrible muscular dystrophy. It was so bad, he never would have been able to do anything. He was taken off life support on his due date. And they realized in their grief that if he had survived, there was no park they could take him to. Can you hear me?
Yeah, the echo situation.
Oh, it's a bad echo.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. Hang on, let me see. Is
It's
that
a real
does
bad
that help? This is Carson to the rescue. Hang on, let's see.
Okay, now try that.
Okay, so is that better?
A little bit better.
Scarlett? Yeah, I don't know what that was. So the input and the output is the Scarlett. I am hearing myself, and I didn't hear that last week. So
This is the first
anyway,
time we've had two mics that were not in the same device.
I
So
see.
an alternative, if this continues and it's problematic, we could have Joyce sit with you.
Yeah.
Just use the one mic. That might be a
Why don't we do that? Why don't we move this kitchen chair in right next to me, and I'll just keep talking while you guys shift, and then you can bring Joyce into this picture, and this will be super fun.
I don't know, Randy, can you continue to talk for that long?
God, I hope so.
I hope I can do this.
So my daughter is 20, and within a year of losing Shane, the first Shane's inspiration was built. Because they realized in their grief, there was nowhere that he could have gone and been able to do anything other than, so did you disable that? So that'll stop right away.
So that's okay. Oh, I don't want to take that with me. I like that picture. I don't want to take it on the floor.
Okay.
There
There we are.
Hello.
There's Joyce.
we are.
So
Hi.
do we both, let me see. Yes, I'm hearing are you hearing me now, guys? Yes, no slap back, no delay.
No, it's good. It's good.
Thank you, Carson and Jack. Unbelievable. So
That's tons better.
it's tons better. Well, thank you. I'm glad we didn't go
There's
too
Jack.
long. So anyway, Shane's Inspiration, go to shanesinspiration.org. You can either give if you don't live here, or come. It's a walk and roll, like a run, walk, and it's at Griffith Park, which is where the first Shane's Inspiration was built. And we all get there. It's at, the walk and roll is at 8:30 in the morning. So if you're going to do it, you got to get there at about 7:30. I'm bringing Magic, going to bring Magic the Great Dane. We're going to do a little walk. So, and there's so much fun. And Brian Dietzen from NCIS will be the our honorary Grand Marshal. And Scott Williams, who's executive producer and writer for NCIS, he and his wife are always there. They're amazing people. So that makes me feel good that September 10th, we're going to go do that. And, you know, the LA community, you know, and maybe we'll go live on Facebook just because we seem to like to do those things.
That's right.
So Joyce Castellanos.
Yes.
I said it more with an Italian than a Spanish accent.
Yeah, well, you know. People aren't sure, and I just, whatever.
You're so easy. Are you an easy coach? Are you easy on your students when you're working with them?
Yes,
Do you
I'm
approach it with
firm,
love?
but yeah, I believe so. How do you ladies feel the one? Yeah, see.
Heather says she loves you. Yeah.
Oh,
I haven't met anyone that I've ever mentioned Joyce's name to that doesn't say, oh my God, I love her so much. The opposite, if you ask people about me, you may not get the, you may not get the same reply. But anyway.
No,
so,
I do believe that positive reinforcement is the most important, because I think that if somebody feels confident in one aspect, they can make changes.
yes.
And take any, you know, kind of reinforcement or you know, if I have something that I really need to be shifted or whatever, it's not a put down of what they're doing. It's simply something that maybe is a tweak that I think might be helpful. But, you know, being disruptive or mean to somebody, it doesn't help them have the confidence to try again.
Yeah, you're almost beating them down and taking that confidence away.
Yeah.
I always prefer a firm but loving approach. If I'm working with someone that's coaching me, that's what I want from them. I don't need to be told, oh, that was great if it's not.
Right.
Tell me the truth, but then tell me how to make it better.
Right. That was working a little.
Right, exactly. I kind of like where you were going there.
There's always something in a read that can be positive.
Right.
And then the shift can be made to, add to it. But, to say to somebody after they've poured their heart into their performance and to say, oh, that was really crappy.
Right.
Gee,
Yeah.
that's going to make you feel good and want to do it again.
Not.
So I don't believe in that at all.
But you've had a lot of time to figure out what style of coaching works for you, because you began as a booth director or casting director?
Booth
Director.
Actually, it wasn't really considered a booth director. It was called a room producer.
Okay.
And director.
For the network.
For the
so
networks.
Room producer, that's exactly the
Right.
term, right?
So we would take the copy and the material that the writer producers wrote, and then we would take it and basically translate to our voiceover talent
Right.
what we wanted. We would direct them into the read. Now if there was, and so we really had to understand the copy.
Well, and you were working with pros.
Oh yeah.
I mean, give us some of the names of people you directed at, like NBC.
Oh my God, if you could call it directing. Don LaFontaine.
Right.
Danny Dark. Let's see, who's Jerry Bishop, Peter Cullen.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
These
Peter
are
Cullen.
people that
And
you
Townsend,
really.
was Townsend?
Townsend wasn't there
He
then.
came-
No,
he
this
came
was
right
in the
after.
early
Yeah.
80s, the
Mhm.
mid 80s to early 90s. And he came in after, because Danny was still there for a couple years after I left. But these guys were the ones that made the industry. And
Right.
so at that point, it wasn't exactly directing. It was like, yeah, one more. Oh, a little faster. Thank you.
Yeah, it was really it was about handling them.
But they were great.
Yeah.
They were great. People used to, oh my God, people used to go absolutely nuts. Before I got down to the rooms and I was upstairs in the admin area, people would go, okay, Don's coming. Oh my God, we gotta have everything ready. Oh my God, what's gonna, I mean, they were not scared of him.
Right.
And so I got downstairs and, my first direction was with Don. And I remember being there a couple times before watching him.
Right.
And so, I mean, it is my style to not be really afraid of anybody.
Yes.
I just treat people like another human being should be treated. And so, hey, Don, how's it going? We have everything, of course, but the man couldn't have been nicer. They were scared of him because he always had places to go. He had to be.
Right.
He had
Don't
20,
waste Don's
20
time.
places to go, and he
Right.
didn't have time. But it wasn't because he was mean that they were, scared. It was just that they didn't
time
want to.
thing.
They didn't want to, keep him waiting because time is money.
Come back into the conversation, it automatically mutes you. I said, hi, Bo Barker. So great to see you.
Hi there. How are you?
Hi, Laurel. Nice to see you too. Who am I seeing now that I didn't see a few minutes ago? Kay Shelton, Lonnie Schmidt, David Woodall.
Hi, Kate.
Woodall.
Hi, Deborah.
Maria Mackus, Mark, Ann Swiss. Hi, Ann. HB. great to have you all on board. It's wonderful to be here. And we were talking to Joyce about her experience when she was at NBC. And because we started out talking about how you work with students, but if your first introduction into working with voice talent is directing these incredible, iconic pros, I mean, what a start that must have been, and given you great pride in what you do.
It really did, and it taught me about how to work with people, and as far as the talent to be able to feel like you can speak to them and
Right.
that. But as I said, it wasn't really directing until the WB. When the WB was in 94, they went live 95. And around 96 is when
where no
everything
women
changed.
went, by the way.
Oh, yes, no
only,
women.
Only on your side of the mic.
Yes,
would they be.
right. And the thing was, it was announcer, and then all of a sudden the next day it's conversational. Well, because everybody's trying to figure out what that was.
Right.
I started taking, I had to actually direct these people. We had somebody the first 6 months that was not a voice actor. And he was an on-camera guy.
Or Frozen again.
Frozen.
I see
There,
that.
I see them moving.
There, I see that.
You're okay. You're all right.
See how you guys are frozen?
No, I
No.
see us.
You're fine.
Me, that's right.
You guys are great. Yeah.
But long story short.
Sorry, guys.
Long story longer now.
Yeah, right. So in order to figure out what was going on and how to direct people,
Right.
I started training in voice acting because
Got it.
I needed to understand what was going on inside the booth
Yes.
and how to express what I needed to express to get the reads that I was looking for. So then that is when I really started to understand directing.
So you literally went as a talent through
Through all my
classes.
training, yeah.
And do you talk about where you trained, or that was?
You know what? I mean, I trained a lot with Nick Omana.
Oh yes.
Nick was
one of the first guys I remember in the 90s.
Yeah.
I used to get my demos done over there. And what was her name?
Linda McCarroll.
Not Linda McCarroll. Oh yes, that was it. Gosh, I'm trying to touch bases on all the places I used to go to.
Yeah. So she was also coaching at the time down here, and now she's back with an agent. She's an agent up in Seattle. But it really took a turn in that time in the early mid-90s.
From that parental male sound to more of a conversation.
Telling you what to do and why to watch.
Right.
Then it became a more invitational, a little, there were still, you had some edgy stuff, but it was more about inviting somebody, including everybody
not
to come
selling
enjoy
them.
it.
But so
Don't
was
sell
this
me, tell me.
That's right. Was that before Fox?
Yes. Was it?
Or was
Oh,
it
no,
after?
Fox was
came-
after.
because I was going to say, I feel like when Fox landed, they changed everything. They chose like Joe Cipriano to be their voice, a very unlikely promo voice at that time.
Right.
And yet he created that branding for Fox. They still had the big voices and especially their sports stuff and their big macho things. But so then I would think at the WB, those were the first more demographic specific networks.
Absolutely.
In other words, it wasn't necessarily the programming day part time demographic,
Right.
but it was the entire channel.
It was
their
the
lineup.
18 to 34.
Correct.
That was the 18 to 34 market. And don't forget, the people that started the WB were the ones that started Fox.
Yes.
So they, and Bob Lou Bibb's team, Bob Bibb and Lou Goldstein
right.
were writer producers at
Right.
NBC.
Bob and Lou.
Bob and Lou left and started with Jamie Kellner. They started Fox.
Right.
Then Fox was up and running, and Jamie, started the WB, and Bob and Lou came over, and they were that. The progression was they knew where they were going, what was working over here, and then they came over, and that's when everything became.
That's when I remember Hal Douglas, right? Because he was that, what was it, The Hill or whatever, what was?
Actually,
he did several.
He was
Creek, Dawson's Creek.
Dawson's Creek, Felicity. Seventh Heaven. He was our primetime. He was our, like, the romance and the drama.
Yes,
He was
but
definitely
the
the drama.
guy at that point was already in his late 50s, 60s. Am I
At
correct?
least.
At least. So riddle me this, Joyce.
I would love to. I was hoping.
Why is it like, for example, I happen to be one of those women that works in promo, and when I lose a job, say to a guy, it's always a guy that has that sort of a read. But when I don't book something and I lose it to a gal, it's always these other kinds of voice prints that are, do you know what I mean? They have the younger, hipper, lighter voice with the vocal fry that would book before I would. And I always say, well, wait, but when you hire men, you do use the men that have the gravitas. Why don't they hire the female equivalent of that? That's what I'm waiting for.
I still think it's the good old boy network. The issue of the men have the authority and the women should be cute.
So there you go. That would make sense, right? That's why you hear that. And listen, if that's your voice type, then I say,
Go for it.
Go for it. You should be booking those jobs. It's just a sad reality to me that I happen to have a voice that can, tell a
Have
story.
more authority, a little bit more depth and experience.
Right.
Now, there are places that really honor that.
Okay.
And so those are the things, those are the places we want to look at. Hallmark. I don't know about you, but I am a nut for Hallmark. I am. I mean, I got my sister into those movies, the
That's funny.
Christmas holiday things and
Right.
Christmas and summer.
It's fun. No, it's fun. And
well, what they are is they're hopeful, they're uplifting.
yes.
And maybe they're old school, but they're so wonderful now.
And you're right. I am perfect for that.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
it's
I am.
great.
But I have not been in there to read. It's interesting because Mark Steinis is one of my favorite people on the planet, and he holds down that, home and family show on there. And he's the epitome of that. He just had a baby.
Aw.
He's got a new wife and he's got his other kids, but he is the quintessential family man. Mark Steinis, who used to be one of the hosts of Entertainment Tonight. But so Joyce, so you went from working for Disney, NBC as let's call it a room producer and booth director. And then you went into training, because once the folks out on Burbank Boulevard, the place where everyone would audition. See, I haven't been there so many years.
Voice casters?
Voice casters and places like that. I felt like when I lived here in LA, I started to see the rise of a lot of great coaches. But now we're in this digital world. I know you go to conferences and you're very in demand. So now you've got to look at the entire landscape of cable, of Netflix, of network programming, and figure out where your students can wind up, and give them that the real conversation of, look, you're probably not going to be on the Smithsonian Channel because your voice is a little high, it's a little thin. That's not really what they want.
Right.
But you might be perfect for what?
HGTV or for the affinity programming. And that is definitely part of the coaching side, is to get the talent to, find out who they are, what their range is, what their real markets are. That and be true to that, not try to be everything to everybody. That's part of it. Then the mentoring side, when we're creating demos, the demos are based on exactly what you just said. It's knowing the marketability, where you're really going to work, because some people that have the really young voices are going to do great in the kids in the daytime and things like that.
I have one of the gals that I'm working with right now, and she's got that fabulous kid voice.
Oh, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's not a
Nicole, that's you.
Yeah. And the whole thing is not worrying about trying to be like everybody else. It's finding you.
Right.
And so that you can shine. You don't need to sound like everybody else. There's a rhythm, there's a style that is, promo or commercial or any other aspect of voice acting, but it's finding you. What are you bringing to the table?
Right.
And so there you have to see what's out there. You've got to know your demographics, what's really marketable. If
Right.
you are, if you've got this beautiful, rich, smoky voice and you're you're looking at doing cute kid stuff, it's probably not going to be right.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that you aren't going to be fantastic on and some of the history shows. There's lots of great stuff out there for women and young girls and women in the middle. I mean, it's just knowing what you've got.
But there are, we say that there are truly more opportunities today than there have ever been. I used to look at Don with that funny eye. I'd give him like a stink eye when he would go, there's enough work for all of us. And I'm like, maybe if you're Don LaFontaine, I was like, but it's true. And you have to embrace that philosophy because it will make you more generous in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been on both sides of that, cheering people on, being generous of heart. And then there are days when secretly I'm like, darn, like, oh, but that's the truth. I'm not going to tell you that I'm this magnanimous person. I get just as jealous and small-minded as, as I can be on a bad day. And on a good day, I'm like,
Well, of course, I mean, when this is your life, this is your business, you're putting everything out there. You want to book it.
mm-hmm.
And, if somebody else is booking and you're like, well, what the heck is going on with me? Well, so if that's a natural.
Yeah, you want to turn the finger back at you, like, what's wrong with me? Why didn't I? And then maybe if I'm in that space, I have to go, okay, apparently you're like holding on a little too tight. Maybe you need to just, loosen up, not be so focused on the booking as on the actual work in the process.
As the storytelling that you're doing. And that's the thing. If you are in, say, like athletes, they get in slumps. Okay. So what do? They go and practice and they work with coaches and they try to reinvent what's going on. So things change. That's what happens in voice acting, things change. And so what's good today could be good tomorrow, but there might be something else. So that's why it's an ever-changing,
it is. It's
routine.
Quite malleable. And your talent is malleable in that if you don't fit here, work it and you can fit over there.
Right.
And, I do a lot of affiliate work and radio. And I'm sure that so the deal is if you're not in LA, is it more difficult to book? Probably because it might be a little more difficult to find the agent. Okay. Mm-hmm. But I thought that the work was really exclusive to LA people. Then when the technology changed and I left LA, moved to Fort Myers in 2003, then I ran into Brian Lee, who's all over CBS. He's the voice of every CBS O&O and the big news voice, as well as he started doing Entertainment Tonight. Thanks a lot. And he started doing other jobs. You hear him everywhere. He's doing trailers. He's doing sports. He's doing CBS. He's doing other networks. And then there's Chris Corley, my guy, Corley, who's ESPN, and he's like baseball and he was the voice of Kiss FM and Z1 and in New York for a long time, but then that changed. And he has the most fantastic voice, the best read, and yet he's in Fort Myers, Florida. Brian Lee is in Fort Myers, Florida. So I just want to say, no matter where you are, if your read is right and you can somehow figure out how to get an agent that can bring you that audition and you book it, everything changes. And it can happen from anywhere.
It can. And today, because technology has changed, there are some agents who are still reticent about making sure, they want the people closer. But there are so many of them that are certainly more they're much more ready to take on people
Mhm.
from out of state
Mhm.
if they have their own studio.
Right.
They have to have good equipment, studio
Right.
equipment, be able to turn things around.
Right.
And they've got to have a demo that shows really what they do.
True.
They have to know that this person can do the competition with the LA people.
Right.
But it doesn't, I mean, everything is being done remotely now anyways. So you have to, you just have to see what you can do to
Right.
get
Well,
in there with it.
Because the reality is, even in LA, they don't want to see you anymore. You know, they
Yeah.
really just want to dial you up and let you do your thing. So it doesn't truly matter where you are.
The thing though that is important initially would be, you know, that networking and getting to know the people here, the, you know, making the face-to-face
Right.
contact with some of them. But and getting in with agents in LA is going to be very difficult without having somebody walk you in.
Well, you are speaking my language, and you sort of set me up here. Here's little Andy Cohen for you in case you get
Oh, thank you.
in case you get a hot flash.
In
Because he
case.
can't really help you anyway.
Hey, cutie.
So I think what you spoke to just now really speaks to why, even though I started VO Mastery in Fort Myers, basically because I was lonely. I wanted all my LA friends to come and visit me in
Right.
Florida, and Bo was there. He came to Fort Myers. I decided I needed my friends to come support me in Fort Myers and give the people of the Southeast an opportunity to have Class A talent and be in the room and study and learn from. So now that we're here, I mean, this truly is that networking experience that I'm talking about, because, hey, Shovita, can we show the flyer? Do you need me to like share my screen? And do we want to show that flyer or no? The beautiful flyer that Alex made, because I want you to see the list of coaches, or is that already on the website? All right, so let me see if I can share my screen. Good luck with me finding what it is I need. So stand by. Let me see if oh, where's my,
Well,
that is so weird. All my folders went away.
so, yeah.
No, let me
Okay.
click find. See, it's not going out of Firefox. That is so weird. Show, can you show it on yours or no?
Sweet.
So Shovita is here. She is in the house. Shovita is our event director. Everything magical and wonderful that comes from VO Mastery is because she put it all together. Let me see if I can just find it before Shovita does. Let's see how fast I am. Update it. Oh, okay. Well, hang on. I think I found, hang on, I found it.
That.
So can you guys see that? Does everyone see it?
You have to share your screen, don't you?
I thought I
Is that
did.
good?
Did I share my screen? Can you see
Yeah,
it?
because it's
Yeah, I
just-
can
yeah.
see they're looking at it. Great.
Nicely done.
So this is the, we're going to go on social media about it. So we have Mark Cashman commercials, Mark Grau video games animation, J. Michael Collins with online casting and e-learning, Debbie Derryberry, the one and only Jimmy Neutron, character animation, David Kay, he speaks to promo and narration.
Yeah.
I think Jesse is here. We might have a guest coming in. Then we have a top LA agent that specializes in promos and animation. You might have an idea who that is.
I think I do.
Then we have another top LA agent. He is a youth agent and he specializes in commercials. I know he's great. And they'll be doing master classes. Robert Siglampalya, Ask a Lawyer. I had someone I was talking to today who was like, I need to reach out to him. I think when you get to a certain place in your career, you do need to have a lawyer answer questions, those agreements. You might want to have your own agreement drawn up that you can be sending back to people. Eliza Jane Schneider, Accents and Dialects.
Oh, excellent.
Kelly Doherty. I don't know if you know who Kelly is.
I don't.
She's the vice president of radio imaging for iHeart. So she
Oh.
is known as Kelly.
Okay.
She's the gal on Kiss FM. She does all the imaging for all the top 40 stations that are iHeart across the country.
Lovely.
She is an incredible talent, a great producer. And hi, Jesse. So we've got Joe Cipriano, Mr. Live
Jeez,
Promo Announce
What a
Imaging.
horrible thing to have.
You know, he specializes in so many things that I don't know what to have him do yet, because I don't know which way people are going to go with him. Joyce Castellanos in promo, the one and only amazing Joyce. Dave Walsh will be featured in narration. Eliza Weinzimmer, who is all about vocal health. Jack,
Excellent.
It seems that you need that vocal health from Eliza.
I'm screaming today. Yes.
See, and that's what she would talk to you about, the exercises that you could have done before you
Right.
started and that you would have done after.
I look forward to that.
And yours truly, I'll be doing live announce. So we
That's
have
so cool.
and Shovita, if you go to the website, she's actually expanded. So we start on Thursday evening at around 3 in the afternoon, not Thursday, Friday, sorry. Friday at 3 in the afternoon, we go till like 9 at night. Each master class is an hour 45. We have 2 studios and a conference room.
Oh my.
So in theory, we can have 3 classes going and do that 3 times on Friday.
Excellent. Wow.
So the $5.99 will give you 2 master classes that you could do on Friday, which would free you up on Saturday, because all of the master classes, well, the way we'll have to schedule them to happen on Saturday while the main event is going on at the Sportsman's Lodge. So that could
just
get
down the
tricky.
street. Yeah.
So what we're doing, actually, my director cameraman, Jesse Brunt, is here, and I'm so excited because what we want to do is we're going to put a stationary camera on the stage so that, say someone is, some of the master class people are leaving to go study with you. They don't want to miss what's happening on the stage.
Right.
So we're going to have a camera that's just going to shoot the entire day. And I have been
that's
told we
great.
should actually offer a fly on the wall experience for a very nominal fee. It's not going to be a big thing of zooming in and out and following talent, but it'll be a steady shot that just sits on the stage, and whoever is on stage will be captured. So I feel like anyone that's taking master classes, don't be afraid of what you'll miss in the room, because you'll be able to catch up. In the meantime, we have another package where you can get 4 master classes. And
wow.
believe it or not, one more package beyond that for the person that's ready to start working tomorrow. 6 master classes between Friday and Saturday. And in the master classes, we'll be rolling. So it's very possible, if you're directing someone, that there's going to be a read that possibly they can use.
Right,
in
exactly.
developing and building their demo. Shovita, can someone just push that air button up so the air will turn off? Thank you. So anyway, so these are the logistics that
Oh,
we're
that's
looking
great.
at, and you'll see those different packages online. Our sponsors are coming in. We have this incredible guy, which we should get you one of these goodie bags. I have one for you, actually, Jack. He owns the mailbox place in Toluca Lake.
Oh,
But he is also a distributor of all these great Chinese remedies, and these will be in our goodie bag, our gift bag for everyone. Everyone that comes is going to get some of these remedies and
that is
herbs
so great.
in the bag. So that is, we've got Chaotica. We have the voice Zam player. J. Michael Collins is the man who really talks about the business of voiceover and how to really create that career that you want to have that will pay you for your time. You know, it's one thing to decide you want to do this work, but if you have an 8-hour workday, how will you use those 8 hours?
Right.
What will you do with them? How many auditions will you do? How much
Marketing that you might
marketing
do,
and
yeah.
right, exactly. So those are the things that we talk about. VO Mastery, the reason we created this, and now that we're in LA, I mean, it's pretty much 2 days that can change your career and your life. And even Jack is the first one to speak to that it
Even
helped.
Jack.
Even
Even
Jack.
I am truly the first one to speak.
Get
I
back,
have
Jack.
a testimonial on your website.
All right.
I mean, you came off the plane and right up. into
So
the
I'll
works.
stop sharing that and we'll come. So do you guys have any questions?
Well, Yvonne Desjardins says,
Yes.
oh, I like the fly on the wall idea, she says.
Oh, you do? Where are you, Yvonne? Tell Jack where you are. He'll tell me.
Edmonton, oh, a Canadian.
Oh,
Alberta.
Hello.
You know, I am half Canadian. My mom is Canadian. Wow. Yes, she was from
everybody Canadian?
Manitoba. Like
I love
Flin
Canada.
Flon, like the smallest town ever. But they were Russian Jews that came over and Flin Flon, Manitoba. So
What? Jewish there?
from Russia.
Go figure.
I could see Russia from my house. So that's what's going on with VO Mastery. We keep talking about it and trying to share all of the folks that are going to be part of this incredible event.
Well, it's an amazing event, just from the sheer power of what you're getting. I mean, I know. I remember when Jack went that very first time, he came out like, oh my God, just being able to ask questions of people who have been in the industry and are, working in it every day. That in itself, having real opportunity to get a real answer to something. Everybody is very great in this voiceover community. It's a great sharing community. But when you get it from, pardon the expression, the horse's mouth, it really is great. And you want to have that as your base.
Right.
You want to have the opportunity to network and meet the people and just get to know them. The part of the wonderful thing about networking is the ability to get to know somebody on a human level rather than just always business.
Well, for example, if I meet
I'm unmuted.
Event, especially my event, then they write me after and ask me, will you recommend me? Can I use your name? I would say the chances are really high if you took the time to come and work on your craft, not just with me. You can pick any of these other coaches. Oh, and by the way, in the general audience, the general session area, we're going to have 3 people every hour get to read for each director.
Oh, that's
so
fabulous.
I feel like that's really important because if you come and you're not in the master classes, or maybe you've already done 1 or 2 and you're in the general session, you will still have a chance to read during every presentation. So we'll be reading in commercial, in promo, video games, animation, live announce, and there will be a winner.
What does it mean? Can I ask a question?
And we're going to have lots of prizes. Hi, Karen. Hang on.
Hi.
Let me put my headphones on so I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. I had a quick question.
Sure.
What does it mean on the VIP section when it says professional headshots? Are we supposed to bring them or we take them or what?
So this is a special thing I'm working out. I have a photographer who we are going to have 2 setups. One is a green screen. And we will have Sennheiser Neumann microphones on a stand, and we will let you jump in there, put the background of your choice. Well, you can choose it for after because that's when it gets inserted, but you with headphones in front of a mic and the background of your choice inserted later, boom, boom, boom. They'll run off a few shots. Now, that's for the VIP mastery packages. But you guys, whoever is coming that is going to be in general session, there'll be a special price and the photographer will fire off 10 shots. And I'm pretty sure you're going to get 1 that you're going to be really happy with. And we'll give a special price if you just want headshots. But I do know that everyone is putting together their websites these days. And I feel
Uh-oh, you froze.
We're all so quiet. Jack, you're muted.
Yeah, he's
So
on.
So every time it goes in and comes back, I have to remember to unmute. Sorry, guys, this first time this has happened with Zoom. It's usually a pretty stable connection, I found, more so than Skype.
Yeah, especially with a group too. But,
When do you teach online? You
Mhm.
have
privately by Skype. When it's a group, it's Zoom.
it is.
Yeah.
I love the way the Zoom looks. I love that I can see everyone. You know,
Oh,
unless you're
I
making
do
dirty
too.
faces at me, you know, like sneering or like, oh, I'm really bored. Don't
Some
do
of
it
us,
to
our
me."
lips don't move though.
So, yeah, so here we are. I believe we have about 57 days up until VO Mastery.
my God.
57 days.
Everybody should have a countdown.
50.
monitor.
Well, we do. It's on the website. We've got the countdown monitor. So less than 60 days, plenty of time to get a really good price ticket, plenty of time to start socking away a couple of bucks. By the way, after this webinar, you know you're going to get the link that will give you $50 off. So, oh, you can go VO Mastery 50 as your code, and you're in, and you could save money. So,
Thank you.
Ask you, okay,
you're
you
welcome.
were
That's awesome.
talking about the pictures, and that when
Right, the
you're
headshots.
doing the website.
Yes.
Okay,
Are
so-
you critique websites? You have to do the whole thing with your students, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. If they are looking, yes. But okay, ordinarily for voice actors,
Right.
I would probably go away from doing
A photo.
a photo,
Okay.
mainly because it's voice acting, and we don't want people looking at a picture and saying, oh, they're too young, they're too old, they're too whatever.
Exactly. Reminds me of my ex-wife, and I hate her.
Oh,
Right?
yeah,
So-
right. I
No,
mean,
exactly,
if
I
you're on camera,
understand.
you would definitely have something like that on there. But if you're going to put something on there, absolutely
It should
have
be a
it with the
working shot.
headphones.
It's got to be working shot.
Absolutely.
There's no other reason. But the other thing, can't you take a working shot? I was just talking to Nicole about this, and you go in and say you've got the cute shot of you with your headphones on mic, and they can caricature it.
Oh, yes.
Right. So you get the good picture,
yes.
and then they can caricature it, and it's.
Caricature is so cool.
I like that.
It is really fun, and because you really have no ageism there, it could be just anything. It's capturing your personality,
Right.
and the personality is your branding, and the branding is everything you need on your website. That's really important.
Right.
So I love the idea of doing that.
Okay.
I
Good.
think that is
Good.
really cool, and
Excellent.
I don't have a problem with people being whatever age, but others, you walk in and they'll say, yeah.
I
you're-
know, but I think the deal is
Yeah.
now it's because we've got Instagram. So Twitter's not only the other way to build your social media, it's Instagram. So if you're going to be on Instagram, then you might as well have a photo
Yeah.
because and
yeah.
Facebook is your photo. So
That's
we
true.
used to say
That's true.
don't put pictures, but I absolutely agree that if you're going to use a photo, it better be a working shot.
Absolutely.
you go.
Absolutely.
And
So-
your agents will ask you for a headshot.
They do, sure.
Do? Okay, when I was an agent, we didn't, unless they were doing the on-camera side, the
Mhm.
commercial side, I
Mhm.
didn't worry about a picture. But
Right.
But things change.
Things change. Nothing stays the same.
No.
So do we have,
Bev asked a question.
yes,
Do you see it?
let me see.
Bev, maybe she can just ask the question instead of
Yeah,
having
go
me read
ahead.
it.
Unmute, Bev.
Unmuted.
Hi.
I was hired for a commercial as a sound-alike for a TV host.
Mhm.
They didn't want that person doing the commercial for whatever reason. Can I use that, or should I not, because it's not me, it's sounding
Of
like
course.
her?
No, she should use it, right?
In what way?
It was a commercial, or
Put it
It
on
was
your
a
demo?
can I be, it's out there. So
Okay.
it was an HGTV show, House Hunters.
okay.
One of my
Oh,
favorites.
and they wanted you to replace the VO gal, was it?
I had to be, you know, so-and-so and so-and-so found the house of their dreams. Now they're looking for
Right,
a car. So I did the car spot
In show narration.
in the same tone as she does the show.
I love
And
it.
they wanted me to sound like her, or they wanted
Right.
whoever to sound like her, and I did it. So yay.
And you did it?
Yeah, and it's out there. It's on iSpot TV. It's been aired. There's 3 of them, but I can use that for promotion?
I would use it.
I mean, it's a commercial,
Does
but
it sound that different than you? Does it sound
some
that-
people have said it doesn't sound like me.
So then would it be a character spot if it's not her? Or could she use the promo that she recorded even though she was being someone else doing the promo?
Right. Were you actually recording a promo or just the in show?
It
It was a commercial within the show?
it was a commercial for Honda,
Right.
and it was the same tone as the show. Like so and so and so and so
Right.
found the house of their dreams. Now they're looking for the car. Which one
Right.
will they pick? Blah blah blah.
Gotcha.
So it was the same show. Like it was like the show, but was for a car.
Right.
Right. That could be a promo.
I guess I could just put it on a
Can
demo.
someone open
I
that
would
door
put it
for
on-
Arnie, you guys.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Poor Arnie's right there and he can't
I
get
think
in.
it could be that, or that you could show character, just show it on your website.
But you know
Okay.
what?
Thanks.
Here's the deal. If you do you use the voice Sam player, right, Bev?
I do.
I think you should get the visual, get the video, and just put that in the voice Sam player by itself. Make
Okay, I
that
have the video.
category.
Yeah.
And I
Oh,
would
that's
just call
great.
it HGTV sound match or
Something like that.
Yeah.
something like that.
So
Or
I can do
voice
that.
match.
Okay.
HGTV voice match and just
Okay.
put that on-camera commercial in there by itself. And then if you do other voice matching type stuff or
Sure.
character stuff, maybe that's where you can house that.
Create your own voice match demo. That is
Because
hot.
that's a skill. That's
It
a
is a
skill.
skill.
And not everyone can do that.
Okay.
And that's
Woo.
really good. I can
Yeah.
tell you many of the agents have that, and they actually have a segment for voice match.
Wow. So
Okay.
there you go. Just
Thank
learned
you.
something.
Bonus.
So,
Thank
all right,
you.
So,
Thanks, ladies.
oh, Anne, yes. So Anne is coaching with me, and she's currently working on her caricature because we talked about it. It wasn't a working shot, and it was a picture of her that I felt was not right for her website. So we changed that. Oh, and you found the company in Texas. Okay, so you guys, that link, the OSOQ doc, whatever that is, that must be the caricature link that she found that will take your photo and do that. Okay.
That is
so
really
Kay
cool.
Shelton. Cool. I love that, we're a community, you guys. We're just hanging on a Wednesday night. And here we are. It's already 2 minutes to 7.
Oh, you guys are so great. Any questions in particular before?
Yeah, this is Bobby Sheldon. I have a
Bobby.
question, Joyce.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Yes. Back on the promo thing that you were talking about earlier, you mentioned affinity programming, if I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I'm so glad you asked. This is what I call the stations like DIY, HGTV. It's programming that's to a specific interest. Okay. History Channel is an affinity programming. At least History 2.
Mhm.
One is still those kind of action backwoods or whatever. So it's geared to the people in that vein who
Right.
love that kind of programming.
Mhm.
If you're into doing home projects, DIY is the thing to watch.
Okay.
Okay, so they're all created for those.
So investigation discovery, or ID, which I love.
Oh yeah,
That's very much an affinity programming type of a network.
absolutely. Law, the whole realistic news and all that. Not fake
I
news.
worked for
but-
them. I did a few things for them. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Joyce. My lips didn't move,
Yes,
but
you're
I got the
welcome.
question. Thank you.
There you go. You're frozen.
I know,
Bobby.
I'm
don't
looking, I'm
know.
What's that all about? Thank you.
So,
You're
all right,
welcome.
you guys. Well, I thank you again. Wonderful to have you here. Next week, we have Kelly Doherty. We're going to talk about radio imaging. Joe Cipriano will be coming up in a couple of weeks. We've got Dave Walsh. He'll be coming for a visit. We'll get Debbie Derryberry to come back. I want to get Conrad from Chaotica on the line. We've got some new sponsors that are coming on that are going to blow your mind. So exciting stuff at VO Mastery. I appreciate that you come. I hope that I don't turn this into too hard of a sell. I love to talk about VO. And,
It's wonderful. And if, I'm working with some of you ladies,
Yeah,
definitely.
there
If
you go.
anybody is, if you're looking for me, just call me. You don't have my number, but I'll give you my email.
Go
It's
ahead.
joyce.castellanos@gmail.com. If you have any questions, it's not even about training. If you have questions, I'm here. I'm happy to answer anything
Great.
that I can for you. And so by the time you get to VO Mastery,
Right.
you're going to
Well,
be ready.
And I have a feeling her masterclass will sell out very quickly.
It's going to be fun.
So make your choice and at least grab a couple of masterclasses that you want. How they will be decided I think we're just going to ask you to submit a demo if you have it in that category. If not, whatever category you have that's close. If you don't have radio imaging, give us a promo demo or a commercial demo. Those, So that's how we're going to do it. We're going to do it based on demos.
That's going to be great.
But radio imaging, we're going to, next week when Kelly comes, we're going to give you guys copy. We're going to let you take a shot at it, and you will find out at VO Mastery who won the radio imaging audition.
Oh,
we're going to have a male and a
great.
female, so that should be kind of cool.
That's going to be
Excellent.
wonderful.
All right, well, thank you. Prayers to you, Heather, and everyone in Texas. Stay safe, and just love you guys. We'll talk soon. And if you enjoy these things, please go and post wherever you see that we posted, and just letting folks know that you're enjoying what we're doing. Okay. All
It's
right.
a pleasure.
Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Randy and Joyce.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, take
Good
care.
night.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
So sweet.
Okay.
Fuck, I'm too late.